Good afternoon, everyone. How are you today?
Hey, Don.
Good. How about you, Don?
I'm doing good.
Hi, Don.
I am ready to go, you know?
All right. I'm ready here.
And let's get the page up. On the right page. Yeah, I got the new Facebook here, and I was playing with it. I keep I go to media, then albums. Wrong class, sorry. Where is it? Where is it? Where we go? And media and albums. Where is it? Where are the albums? And it's August 1, right? Yeah, we are. You know, this pandemic thing's been going on too long when you don't even know what the heck day it is. All righty, here we go. We are recording. I've got everybody in position here. I do indeed. Okay. Let's get going. First up is Judy Hernandez. Judy, I see you there. How are you?
I'm good. I think, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. Did you do a behind the scenes shot?
Yeah, it's there.
Oh, okay. Your front lighting. Your front
No, that was side. Oh, I guess because it's tilted.
No, here's the deal. I want
What?
you to, do you have this that you can reshoot it?
Yeah.
I want you to shoot it from the other side of the table. And here's why. Your camera's coming from here,
Yeah.
and there's the oranges, but your light's coming from here. That's front light. That's front light.
Oh.
We need back or side. The moment you come 1 degree to the front, it's front lighting.
Oh.
Stay with this. Is this still set up? You want to run and shoot it? Put it
Oh
up?
no, I did this several days ago.
Okay.
So I'll
When
have
you
to
do,
redo it.
put it up on the Facebook page, all right? For us.
Okay.
All right. But let's go back and look at it for just a photograph. And here's what happens when you front light. See how dead the oranges are?
Yeah.
And that's because the light is coming right in and not reflecting back to the camera and getting all those little speculars that we want to see on the orange. When you go to the other side and that big window, it's a beautiful window. It looks like it's about 4 feet tall.
It's about 3.5, almost 4. Yeah.
When that light comes spilling back over the top of these, it's going to be amazing.
So if I just shift the cutting board just like a few inches, so it's actually, that window is actually a 90-degree, then I'd be all right.
Yes. If you were shooting from here,
yes, I see.
That would be side light. That would be side light.
Okay, so got it.
And when you do, Judy, see where your window is here?
Uh-huh.
And you've got your oranges right in the middle here, right?
Yes.
So essentially this whole part of the window here is being wasted.
Oh, okay.
Move your oranges back here. Have all of your light be in front of your oranges. And that's what causes what we call wrap. Okay, then your white card over here like this, and you'll be in business.
Okay.
Okay?
Got it.
Fantastic.
Yes, thank you.
Yep, post it. When you post it on the site, tag me.
Okay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Jonathan.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Jonathan. Okay, we got a little side light action here. Where's the camera? Oh, camera's right there. It's kind of right there. Okay, so we're going with side light here. And you added quite a bit of fill. And so we're not really getting a shadow action. That's okay. It's nice and fine. I love the book. That's cool. with the pepper. That's very cool. What is this book?
It's actually a very small book of Shakespeare, but I created fake pages. I went on the web, found a graphic of these peppers, and then went in Photoshop and painted
Very
them,
cool.
and then sort of just placed them in the book to make it look like a horticultural book.
I love it. I would say the image itself is a little bit flatter than it needs to be. We've got some great
Yeah.
color happening here, and this thing. What did you do in post?
I didn't do much in post at all. I did bring out the shadows inside the leaves. The leaves were a little dark,
Okay.
I thought,
Mm-hmm.
so you can see detail here.
Okay.
But I didn't do much else.
Do you ever go into channels? Or I'm sorry. Man, I can't do Photoshop in my head at all. I forget everything.
Levels,
Not the levels, not the other one.
curves.
Curve.
Curves. Go into
Um,
curves and make an S curve.
I should try that. Yeah, no, I usually don't.
Light
Not
S
lately.
curve like that will pop the contrast in most every image.
Okay.
Okay? Try that. And again, put it up on Facebook. Let me see it.
I will. Okay.
All right. Window light through the scrim. Yeah, one of my favorites.
Yeah, it took away the cross pieces in the window too, which were casting
Yep.
shadow
Yep.
on the table.
Yep.
So that was nice.
Yep. And if you get this guy in right to about there, that'll actually change it a little bit more.
Hmm.
Try that.
Toby? Toby.
Try that as well. All right. Very good.
Okay.
Very good, sir.
Thank you.
Uh-huh. Daniel, did you mean to put this one in?
Yeah, I had shot it for last week's exercise and didn't use it. And then I actually like this one better than what I shot this week. So I decided to use it.
Okay. And your light is to the back, above?
Yeah, next shot is behind the scenes.
Okay. It's really clean right in here. And that's that angle of incidence, angle of reflection right there. So what's happening is the knife blade and the black pearly handle here, and all of this is simply reflecting the front of that softbox. That's really beautiful in here. Isn't that nice? All that texture. Look at that. We got texture in here. If you're not talking, hit your mute button. That way we don't hear what's going on at your place. And then when you're ready to talk, you can open up the mute again. Texture is really nice, Daniel. What'd you do in post on this?
Boosted the texture in those areas a bit.
How did you boost the texture?
I used the texture slider in Lightroom
Okay.
and maybe a little bit of clarity. It's a 3-shot focus stack and then a 2-shot composite because the blade was about 3 stops brighter. So I had to do 2 shots to get the blade texture in because it was overexposed.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Really nice.
Thanks.
Great little piece of material too. And when you guys are working with material, the way Daniel's got this flowing in here is so pretty. There's no kinks in the material. There can't be. It's all so serpentine. Really nice, Daniel. Good work. Good styling.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
styling. Like that a lot. Oh my, whose is this? Bob Morak. Bob,
Yes,
are you
sir.
here?
I'm here.
There you are.
I have a disclaimer on this one. This is not the picture I wanted because the picture I took when I looked at it the next morning, the shadows were pointing to the back because I had front light.
Ah,
So,
well,
and
this works
was-
out pretty well.
yeah, it's okay. The other was a little better, but it was supposed to be sunlight coming through the window, but it was cloudy. So it's a speed light with a yellow filter.
Okay. I think you might have a little too much yellow.
I think so. Yeah.
Here's a couple of things I really like, Bob. I like how this one breaks into the shadow,
Mm-hmm.
and this one goes through the shadow and breaks right to the top.
Mm-hmm.
And I love your fill over here. Is that a white card or?
It's a little piece of silver when you get takeout from an Italian restaurant, the round cover.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All this texture in here, and this deep shadow, and the more open shadows, and the shadows coming in and playing this way with these guys right in the middle. That's really pretty nice.
Thank
And
you.
that's you say that's a speed light.
Yes.
Was it modified in any way, Stofan or anything like that?
It was about a quarter power, and it was just with a yellow and I think a yellow and an orange filter on it. There's a
Okay.
picture, I think, the next one.
Yeah, I think you put the whole thing back in Lightroom and just edge that orange back a little bit. You'll get
Mm-hmm.
what you want. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really do a whole lot of post. I just, that was never the thing I learned. So,
Well, bottom line is you're probably going to have to do more than you're doing.
yeah.
Okay? I think that Post has gotten a bad rap because too many people do too much too poorly.
Right.
You know, when I work in on my images, my personal work, my post is very minimal, but it might be a lot of steps. But it's very minimal. I don't want my photograph to look like it's been done in post. But even in film photography, we dodge, burn, all of those underexposed for saturation and all those kinds of things. So yeah, very nice. I like your focus in here too.
Great. Thank you.
What lens?
70 to 210 on a crop sensor. It was
Okay.
set at, I think, 99.
Okay. Crushing it in a little bit. That's nice. Nice setup.
Yeah, those two strips gave me the shadows, and there's a third one in there too. It's kind of aiming right at us. You can't see it, but
Right there.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Good.
Thank
Did you
you.
enjoy doing the shot?
I did. I enjoyed it more the first day when I had to redo it. It wasn't as much fun, but
It's never as much fun when you have to redo something, but
right.
you ended up getting it. When you get this color fixed, this would make a very nice print. So all
I'll
this,
work on that.
it really, really looks good. All right.
Thank you.
Yes. And we've got side light on this one as well. Looks like top back side lighting. Arnold,
Hi Don, hi everyone.
how are you?
Good. All right, for this one, if you see the comment, that's the first thing I did. And that had the egg slicer on it. But the problem was the egg was just too big for the egg slicer. So I wound up rearranging the elements and adding some water on it to break up the blackness of it. And that's what I got. Um,
Oh yeah. What a
yeah, that
difference.
one didn't work.
What a
It's just-
difference.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I started with the egg slicer idea, right? Because what I wanted is to have the cosmetic lighting, but it's food.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the concept. The concept is like high-end stuff, but it's food, and that one didn't work out. So I had to take out the egg slicer and just put the eggs down there.
I really hate these two eggs up there.
Yeah, me too, because that has no story in it. It's just
Yeah.
like, why is it there for, right?
Yeah, it looks like it's just like sloppily laid out there.
Yeah.
Where here, it's got, it has a little bit of a story to it. Like you
Right.
say, I like this tool coming in it, and putting the water drops on there, break up that matte.
Right.
Very good
Yeah.
idea.
Okay.
This is really good here.
Thanks.
This little demarcation line, lighter, darker. Look at all the lights and darks we've got down in here. Beautiful, beautiful work. Did you do a behind the scenes?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
It's right next. So with this one, because I had the egg slicer in the first image, so I wanted half of the egg slicer to have very specular lighting, and then one half of it is diffused. And I kept the lighting in there. because the egg beater had to be a little bit sharper.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I did. It's almost like a split lighting using single light with like a diffuse one side and specular light on the other side. But I don't think it really showed much of that on the final image.
Yeah, I'm not sure it did. Not sure. Well, the egg, now the egg got dry while you were working on it.
Actually, no, because I kind of cheated in frying the egg because I did a bit of oil and water in frying it. I
Uh-huh.
didn't do a straight oil of frying the egg because I wanted to have some density into the white, so I felt like poached egg.
Yeah.
Well, a bit of the poached egg would bring that out more.
I'm just not seeing a highlight I would see off of a hot egg.
Okay,
Maybe the sweat of the egg, when it's hot. I'm
right?
not seeing that. Maybe a little sprayer of olive oil, just
Okay,
almost like if you can find a those old perfume things with the little squeezer on it.
right,
If
right.
you guys can find one of those in a market, buy it. I mean, unless
Okay,
it's $50, so it's crazy. But if you can buy one of those, buy it. It's a great thing when you're doing this because you can't spray this egg with a Pam
right.
because it's going to get all over your surface.
Yes, indeed.
But you can bring that little sprayer in so close and aim it just to where you want it. That can
So
brighten
just
the egg up.
like so
It's not
just to
bad.
create specular highlights. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, it's not bad. It just looks a little. I think if we had a little more life in it, it would really pop the shot. But I think you could probably go back in Photoshop and pop it pretty well too. Good
Okay.
job, Arnold.
All
Nice,
right, thanks.
nice shot. Oh, Audie,
Yes.
tomatillos.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, green tomatoes, yeah.
Yeah, pretty too. You got some good tops to your tomatoes.
Thank you.
That's when the people at the supermarket think you're nuts because you're like picking up every tomato and looking at the stem.
Mhm.
These won't
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, we've been known to.
Really pretty lighting.
Thank
Really, really pretty lighting here and here, and kept filling it down here. I'm going to say you've got a box or a scrim over the top,
Mm-hmm.
and you've got a pretty good reflector to this side. Maybe big white card or
Yeah, a couple of white cards actually.
white cards coming down because this is all lit up in here. This looks really
Mhm.
good here. And the branch in there, that's what's giving it all away. It's lit up so well. It couldn't just be from the top light. This is really pretty in here. These are gorgeous green tomatoes.
Yeah, I thought I'd do something a little bit different from what people usually see with the tomatoes.
Mm-hmm.
And what I did was I pinned a scrim to the softbox to give it a bit more diffusion.
Yep. Okay. Right there. So the scrim is actually falling away from the softbox a little bit.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Cool. That looks cool. I love the way the highlight works here. Now, you didn't wet those down or polish them or anything.
No, I didn't. They were well, actually, they were almost straight off the patio, the plant we've got outside. In fact, when I brought it in the house, it had a bit of moisture on it, and I took it upstairs and started, shooting them. And I had problems with doing the composition in my mind, and eventually I said, let's put them in a basket. And by then the dew had all evaporated. So.
Ah, okay. Yeah, because if this was wet, boy, that highlight would just burn out. It'd blow out.
Mm-hmm.
So we're still picking up a little texture, and I love that. What lens, sir?
It's the Nikon 60 macro.
Yep, one of the best ones they ever made. Best lenses ever. If you guys are shooting Nikon, you don't have that lens, you're missing a bet.
Yep.
It's incredible. Lauren, what are those things stuck in the middle there, Lauren?
That is star anise.
Okay. And your light's to the back?
Light is to the side. There should be, yeah, there you go. I got a light, a diffused strobe going through another diffuser to the side.
Okay, where's the camera?
The camera would be right where that box is, right there.
Okay, so this is actually front lighting.
Okay.
Your light's coming from the front, even though the scrim is to the side, it's tilted in a little bit, and the light's coming this way. It's really front lighting. Let's go back and look at it. Something is happening here to give us these highlights. It's probably a reflection of that. You do have a nice tall scrim here, so that's probably what's happening. Is it's the light's coming here and it's reflecting some of this tall scrim. I think. You got light coming from back there. Where is that light coming from?
I've got a small white card.
Oh, right there. Okay. Yeah. All right. That makes good sense then. Yeah. Okay. Well, and bottom line is, in this particular case, it doesn't really hurt the image. Your image is okay. You've got this sparkly grapefruit, which is what you have to have. You can't let your grapefruit go dead. I would fix that right there, though, Lauren.
Mhm.
Maybe grab some of this and just patch it in.
Mhm.
Looks pretty good. I would have probably gone with soft light over the top, but that's all right. Okay, I'd like to see you do it again with real side light. Leave your thing where it is and bring the light over there.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
And I see you've got your scrim is mostly in front of your grapefruits, right? Looks
Mhm.
like. Yeah, looks like it. Yeah. All right, good. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Alex Baker.
Hello.
Alex, you're here.
Hi. Yeah, sorry I missed last week. I
How are you?
had other stuff on. Good, thanks.
Beautiful. Look at that delicate line on the wine bottle. We got 2 on the glass and 1 on the wine bottle. And that's because the second one on the glass is just this one reflecting on the inside of the glass back there.
Yeah, you don't want to know how long it took me to figure that out.
We went through 20 Polaroids once before we figured out that it was me and my assistant that were actually reflecting back in the thing. So yeah, you don't have to explain it to me. Been there, done that. Yep, we all do. That looks, your label looks very nice. That's a hard thing to pull out. You pulled it out nice right there. And now these are boxes on this side, right? Or no, they're hard scrims.
Yeah, it's a scrim with a soft box behind it. And I actually realized because I was trying to get a nice gradient on that bottle, and I realized I actually had my light tilted the wrong way. So, but I kind of like it. So next time I'll point it the other way.
Okay. But it's a hard edge scrim. You've got an edge to the scrim.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you've got
how do you not have an edge to a scrim?
Okay. Well, how big is your scrim?
It's a small one. It's just cut out of a piece of cardboard.
Yep, it's a small one. So let's say this is your bottle here, and you've got a small scrim over here like this. That edge becomes that edge there.
Yeah.
Okay? If you want it to be really soft, you get a scrim that does this.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
And then you put your light back here, and then and there's no place to this bottle stop reflecting scrim.
I see. Yeah, it just gradually drops off.
It just gradually drops off as it goes on. Yes.
Okay.
Yep. That's one of those hard to answer questions. How big should my scrim be? Don't know. Make it as big as you can and as small as you can, because there's a place for both, obviously. Place for both. Oh, no behind the scenes?
Yeah, I didn't. I'm sorry, I forgot.
Okay. Couple of other nice things that you did. I love this little making it dark right there. it sort of brings our eye back in, and making it light there against that shadow, really nice. Little subtle, nice things. We got a nice dark edge against the bright background. And as we get down here, we have the tonalities between this and this could be very close if you didn't put that little black line down it and give us some demarcation. I also like the height of your horizon. It's perfect. And you said, what was the lens you said?
50, I think.
A 50?
Yeah.
That's a cool shot, Alex.
Thank
Nice
you.
shot.
Thanks.
Bottles are hard, folks. Bottles are challenging. And we've got Mark Shaw.
Hi, Don.
Hey, Mark. I like this one, Mark.
Thank you.
I do. Nice, nice, beautiful, soft highlights up here. Give us angle and they give us direction. So let's see what you did here, lighting wise. Do.
There you are.
Okay, so light from the side. White card under the camera. That's nice. That's very nice. Now, what is this one doing? This little guy here. Let's go back.
I was trying to get a highlight on the knife blade.
Oh, okay. Let's go back and see. You did. You got a little bit of one. And I think you also, that's very faint and it's not immediately recognizable, but if you look close, you'll see it. You see a little line there on the edge of that orange. You see a little line there on the edge of that orange. And this edge here is lit up back there. I don't see it on the apple, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's just subtly there. That's nice. I'm glad you popped up this blade. You probably could go back into Lightroom and bring it up a little more with a brush. Just brush it up a little more. This is nice where the tonality gets a little bit darker, but you still pick up highlights in the wicker going against that dark background, and your background still coming through the holes here. Really well done. Did you have any other lights other than that one light from the side?
Nope.
And what lens?
It was a 24-70, and I think I was at 48 millimeters.
Okay. Do you remember your aperture?
Yeah, I think it was about f13, something like that.
Yeah. So you really squeezed it down so you get all these things, edges in focus. And I think that for this shot, that's really important. I think it's really important to have those edges. Nicely done, sir.
Thanks, Don.
Good job. Good job. Ron Mayhew, I saw this up on the page. Ron, are you here?
Yes, sir, I am.
I really like this shot, Ron.
Well, thank you.
I think you hit all your, this is crazy how good you are here, by the way. I mean, that is.
Yeah, that took a while to
Yeah.
get
Nice.
it leveled just right. Yeah.
These are great. Your stems, so you got some great, look at that tomato stem. It's just beautiful. I love the light on top. This is top back lighting. And look at the tomatoes with all that liquid highlight right on top of them. That's what we're used to seeing. The knife, you kept all that detail there and in the handle. I just think it's a really terrific shot. Did you focus stack this?
No, I didn't. I'm using a Micro Four Thirds, and I don't remember the f-stop. It's probably 9 or 10, somewhere in there. And about 50, 55 millimeter equivalent to full frame. So I get a lot of depth of field because of the small sensor.
Yeah. And what were you shooting at, 11?
I took a variety of them, and I don't remember which one I selected to process, but probably 10, 11, somewhere in there.
Well, it just works beautifully. And there it is right there. There's that angle of incidence and angle of reflection. Those tomatoes are just simply reflecting that light source. The tops of these just reflecting the light source. We got a little, what is it? You said it's a pie pan or a cake pan or something?
Yeah, it's a cookie sheet. Yeah, the white card just didn't give me enough bounce, so I used that aluminum.
Well, I will share this with you. The inside of coffee bags, if you go to the market and you buy coffee beans, the inside of the coffee bags are this shiny aluminum, but it's kind of a gray aluminum. It's not aluminum like aluminum paper or aluminum, tinfoil.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little duller, but it's super glossy. Guys, that makes wonderful fill card.
Oh.
It's like having something between the shiny aluminum foil and the dull white. You've got that thing that fits in the middle now.
Well, that's what this cookie sheet kind of did, because
Yep.
it's not real shiny, but
But it reflects the light.
yeah.
If you're standing over here, you're going to see this light in that cookie dish,
Right.
in that cookie thing, right? If you can see the light in that cookie thing, then it's doing its job. However, if this is a whiteboard over here and you're looking over there, you're not going to see the light reflecting in that whiteboard. The whiteboard's going to be white, but you're not going to see the light reflecting in it. Let's take it to the shine. Let's put a mirror over there. Are you going to see the light? Absolutely. You'll see the light and the stand it's on and everything. So those are our three levels of bounce. Absolute reflectance or super efficiency, partial efficiency, and matte. And matte is a diffuse light. The entire whiteboard just lights up. Nicely done, sir.
Thank you.
Really nicely done. Good color all the way through. Thank you. JT.
Hi, Don.
Hi, JT. How are you?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm super. I'm 2 days away from getting on my motorcycle.
Nice.
That looks pretty tasty. Okay. Let's look at your behind the scenes here. Side light, good. What is that brown stuff that it's sitting in there?
The brown
The
stuff?
cherries. The cherries. What are the cherries in?
Oh, it's a little like a crock pot, like a little.
Oh, okay. Okay. Now I see it. I thought it was like something clear and we were looking inside and seeing. Got it. Okay.
Well,
And
that's
when I
a
get back from my motorcycle ride, they're actually going to fix my eye. So glad.
Maybe I should have shot it in something else.
Now that I put the glasses on and come in real close, I see exactly what it is. Okay. Really pretty. Look at your behind the scenes. Okay. And you've got your light over here. Jennifer, I'd pull that light into here.
Okay.
I really would. I'd pull it into there. You may have to make that space more narrow because it might, really kind of bleed out this way from that space. But I think when you get it in closer, you're going to like the light that actually gets to the cherries better.
Okay.
Okay. You used a whiteboard here, a blackboard here, so you'd have no fill.
That was intentional. That's just what I did, but I didn't try it the other way. So maybe
well, that's fine. That's fine. What I was going to say is sometimes what we do as photographers, we forget that there's a middle, right? Yeah. So it's like, well, we're going to put a white one over there, and what the white one do? It just lit everything up, right? Just everything was like, well, there's no drama there at all, right?
Right.
So we put the black one over there, and we kill all the shadow. But what if you put the black one over there and a little 4x6 white card with a piece of tape right there?
Yeah.
And then we go back to the images.
I like it.
And we get a little highlight right on here that doesn't wipe anything else out. You just got to move it around, and see where it goes. What's your strobe? Are you using a speed light or using a strobe with a monoline?
I'm doing a strobe. It's a Godox 8400, and I think I had it on about. What's that?
You have a modeling light in it.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, because trying to position that white card without a modeling light, oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mike Eller had a good idea here. Mike is a photographer here in Phoenix. Small Moro or shiny board reflector on a C-arm, high and behind to get a little separation along the back edge. What he's talking about is right up here, just a silver or white card hanging.
Yeah.
Okay. So the angle of incidence, if this card is being lit by your softbox there, it's a white card. So as you come across this top of this ice cream, right there on that edge, it's going to reflect that white card.
Yeah.
Have you ever gone outside in the shade and looked at somebody standing in the shade and noticed the beautiful hair light that's on the top of their head because they're reflecting the sky?
Yeah.
Yep. That's what we're going for.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Yeah. Really nice. And it would have helped this guy right here too. Yep.
Yeah. No, those are good ideas. I will definitely try it again. Thank you.
Very good. What lens?
A 105 macro.
Okay. That's the Nikon?
It is.
Yeah. Great lens.
Yeah, I like it. It's sometimes hard because you have to get back further if you're not going for completely the macro, but I like it.
No.
No?
No. The 105 millimeter lens is the same as the other 105 millimeter lens. It only allows you to focus closer.
Okay.
In other words, if you were standing at 10 feet away from your subject, you wouldn't tell the difference between the two lenses.
Okay. I've never shot it with, I've always used, usually for further back ones, I use the 24 to 70.
No, not anymore. You got a 105?
Yeah. So when I got the 105, I use this probably 90% of the time.
The 105?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, you stand back, the 105 is a longer lens than your 70. So, but if you had a regular 105 and a macro 105 at 10 feet, they're going to look identical. The problem is going to be at 18 inches, the regular 105 is just going to stop focusing.
Okay.
The 105 macro just keep cranking in and cranking in. So it just gives you longer focus distance. It doesn't change the lens.
That's good to know. I don't have a regular 105, so I didn't know how to compare it. So, okay.
You've got the best of both worlds.
Okay. Good to know.
Yeah. Very good. All right. Let's keep on trucking here. Oops. Get rid of that and that. Andrew, light coming from the back?
It's sort of coming from 45 degrees, but it's more at the back, yeah. That's
Back here, right?
Yeah. That's the setup shot, but it's got a different piece of fruit in it. So.
This is a setup shot?
No. The setup shot that you just showed actually has a piece of fruit on it, and then I replaced it with the salad bowl.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, and when your light's to the back and you get all these edges, looks like you got a little oil on the salad.
Yes. Yeah.
Yep. And so it just looks so fresh. Looks really good. Your bread looks a little poppy. We're losing some detail there, Andrew.
A bit overexposed there, yes, yeah.
Yeah, you can fix that in Lightroom with your brush. Are you in Lightroom or Capture One?
The Lightroom. I could have done that, but I felt that it was a bit cheating for...
Nothing cheating. Nothing cheating, ever. Not in this business. Nothing cheating. It's just fine to do that. The other thing that back in the day, we didn't have Photoshop, obviously. So you'd have that piece of bread lying here, and you're shooting from here in your big softbox like this. And all you could do is make a little scrim out of typing paper. And you get those old-fashioned coat hangers, the one are made out of steel or metal. We'd fashion a little square out of that, tape the piece of typing paper or tracing paper on it, and just hold it out so it was right over that part of it right
I
there.
tried
That would
that.
cut the light
and
out.
it got far too dark, and I did 2 shots of this, and then I packed it all up, and I came. And then when I looked at it on the computer, I realized that the first shot actually looked far better, which is why it is blown out on the bread.
Well, it's not a problem.
Yeah.
Blown out bread's not a problem because in this kind of photography, folks, it's not a problem because the bread is not the hero. That's the hero. The salad is the hero. That the bread's a little bright is not a problem. No one in commercial photography, well, let's put it this way. If the bread was a problem with your art director, he'd tell you at the shoot.
Yeah.
And you could fix it right then. It's, you know, stylistically, there's nothing wrong with it. Do you ride a Triumph?
No, I used to ride a Ducati, but I've got a Triumph T-shirt.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have a Kawasaki and I have a Harley T-shirt. So,
yeah,
I'd like to have that Triumph with the 3-cylinder Triumph.
I forgot what it's called. The Rocket 3 or these.
Rocket 3, yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. When I was a kid, I had a Bonneville, 1971 Bonneville. All right, and that's your test shot.
That was my test shot with a 6-month-old Apple. And although I liked it, it didn't really work properly. It just looked as though the photograph was sort of missing something. And yeah.
I'm glad. I'm glad you used the other one because that's a nice shot.
Right,
It looked like a tasty salad too.
It was very tasty. Thank you.
There you go. Kit.
Hey, Don.
Hi, Kit. How are you?
I'm good.
How are you doing up there in Salt Lake City? Is it getting hot? Is it?
Yeah, it's another 100-degree day today.
Well, you are a whole 18 degrees cooler than us, buddy.
I know. I wouldn't want to go out to the swimming pool on a 118-degree day.
We don't have swimming pools. We have small cauldrons of boiling water.
There you go.
Love the highlights. That's a scrim, right?
That is a scrim, yes.
Just fading off down into the stuff. So different than a softbox. A softbox gives you a square here. Neither one is right. Neither one is wrong. It's just what you want as a photographer. I happen to love scrims. I rarely use straight softboxes for tabletop because I like to control the way my light reflects. This is really nice in here too, Kit, how you've got the brighter down to the little softer gray down here. Really, really nice. Love this through here. This is really good, man.
Thanks.
What was your lens, sir?
It was that 6D macro.
Okay.
One of the better lenses I use, I guess. But
oh yeah, 69. I kind of like how you cropped off the end of the handle and cropped off the knife, because the knife isn't the star. These guys are the star.
yeah, I debated about cutting one open, but then I figured I'd have to deal with making it look shiny and succulent too. So
Yeah.
just a knife for now.
Okay. And where's your light, sir? We got behind the scenes?
Yes.
Okay. So your lights, is this light to the back or to the front? I mean, to the
It's to the back.
To the back. Okay.
It's a speed light behind the scrim.
Okay. How far behind the scrim is it?
Maybe 6 to 8 inches.
Okay. That's why we're getting that nice little hot glow right there. Cool.
Then there's a little white card in the front to the bottom of the shot. Just, you can see it in the closest to the bottom plumb, just the edge.
All right in there.
Yeah.
I like this is being lit from this plum. Little pink
Is that
highlight.
real marble?
Yes. It's like a little cutting board thing.
Beautiful.
Great place to get backgrounds. Head to Home Depot or Lowe's or whatever's close to you and just get those. You know, you buy one black slate, one white slate, one black tile, one marble tile. They think you're crazy because, you know, what are you going to do with them? But they make great backgrounds, folks, for food. Really great. I say backgrounds, actually they're surfaces. That's what they are. All right, lovely. Thank you. Kim.
Thanks.
I'm here.
This is your shot.
Yes. So I'm doing the creative thing. I am trying to do tabletop, but I'm really trying to learn and understand light. And I'm trying right now to work on seeing how light affects things, rim lighting, and really kind of the black and white. So seeing things in black and white initially. And I think that'll help overall my tabletop. And so I was meant to shoot a tabletop one, but I was out looking at light, and this is what came. And
Sure. I love this shot. When you're out shooting, do you put your preview on black and white?
No.
You must.
Okay.
You must. If you're going to go and shoot this black and white, look at it in black and white on the back of your screen. Remember, you're shooting in RAW, so it doesn't make any difference. If you don't,
Right.
you can always just slide it up in Lightroom and you're back to your color. But I shoot in black and white about 70% of the time, even when I'm shooting color, because black and white on the back of my screen lets me see composition better, and it lets me see values better. And my brain isn't tricked by the color. Sometimes color is just can be so much of it. You go, oh my gosh, that's really cool. You know, like shooting red stripes and yellow stripes and all those things, and it's really, really cool. But when you get the shot back, it's just kind of flat.
Mm-hmm.
Had I put it on black and white, I would have noticed the luminous values are all the same.
Right.
And I just want a little more. I want a little more pop. Yeah, try it. You'll love it. You'll love it. And like I said, most fashion photographers that I know shoot on black and white.
Okay.
In their preview.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah. I love this.
So this is my take on the split scene too. So
what is your what's blocking the light back here from coming in here?
I think it's an old mansion, and I think it's the deck. There's a deck over here on the side, so I think it's part of the railing of the deck.
Mm-hmm. I love this wood right here. I love this. I would pull this out a little bit.
Okay.
Pull it up, and then right here, look how beautiful the texture is and the design on the floor there on this thing right here. But we're losing it again. Pull it up just enough, not to lose the contrast in here, because the contrast is important to your shot. But to see that little step rail there, whatever that is right there, be very nice.
Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Thanks.
Good job, Kim. What lens?
It's 28 to 105.
Okay.
I was at 28 millimeters.
Mm-hmm. Joe Cosentino.
Hey, John.
Joey C. What's up, buddy?
Oh, not much. Hanging out.
Your light's above and behind, I see.
Yep, it's behind right there, 45, through a smaller scrim. It's a strip box.
Yeah. And then what are you shining? Are you lighting up the yellow?
The yellows, there's a light on the floor lighting up the background because it just, again, went dark.
Okay, so just popping it right into it.
Yeah.
And then a
whiteboard on the bottom.
Whiteboard.
Whiteboard on the bottom, and then whiteboard in front of the camera, which just helped fill in that front of the bowl a little bit.
Well, so you got a great design to it. Dark lines coming down. I like the way it's a little bit brighter up here and coming down a little bit darker down here. So we got all these wonderful gradients that keeps the eye moving.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't let the eye just stop wandering through the thing. And the vegetables all look fresh, open, airy. You didn't lose the texture of anything in here. What lens did you use, Joe?
It's like 24 to 120, but it's at about 100.
Yeah, nice
The
shot.
handle, the handle was tough. If you look on the behind the scenes, there's a second diffuser kind of hung down there with some paper or some clothespins on the bottom,
Uh-huh.
just to knock the light down on the handle.
Getting
on the
pretty
front
bright,
side.
was it?
Yeah. So I had to find the right spot, but
One thing you can use to knock the light down if it's just a little too reflective is hairspray.
right. And I've got dulling spray. I just
Yeah,
didn't want to
dull.
go downstairs and get it.
Yeah, nice,
Thanks.
nice shot. Seriously, nice shot. Good for your portfolio, sir.
Thank you.
Don, when you were talking about the hairspray, do you just hairspray the handle?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just hairspray the handle, and it'll dull it a little bit. Remember when cars had big chrome bumpers?
Yes.
Yeah, and bumpers went away a long time ago. No car has bumpers anymore. They're built in, like they're just part of the car, right? But when they had big chrome bumpers, boy, were those hard to shoot. So I never shot a car as a client, but I worked on car shoots as a friendly assistant or as an art director. And you know what we would do to the chrome? We'd wipe it down with buttermilk. And the buttermilk would form this very thin haze over on the chrome. And it allows us to shoot it without, it still looked like chrome. It was still nice and bright, but you didn't get every tiny specular off every single dent, scratch, or whatever in that chrome. We do it with buttermilk. Then we discovered dulling spray. We just shine it with dulling spray and get the same thing.
Wow.
Or
That's,
hairspray.
how does somebody know these tricks? Just by trial and error?
Trial and error. Yeah. Or just thinking it through, and you go, okay, well, my handle's too shiny. What can make it duller? Well, they make a thing called dulling spray. They make two kinds. One is a liquid, enamel-based dulling spray, and one is water-based. Since I'm spraying the handle of somebody else's prop, I'm going to use the water-based. I can get it off. The other stuff's like paint, and it will indeed dull it forever. So you want to get that stuff. Hairspray has been around for years. My favorite soft focus filter was to take a UV filter, spray the hairspray into the air, just go, and then take the UV filter and drag it through the little spray. Do that one time, put it on the front of your lens, and you'd have this nice soft focus that you could just wash off your lens later.
Right. Well, thank you.
Buy a soft focus, they're way too much. They're just way too much soft focus. They just kill the image.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing.
Sure. Anything that comes up, I will always share. I give 100%. Everything I got in my brain goes to you guys. That may not be a good thing, but it is a thing. All right, whose is this? This is Ron Grender.
Hello, Don.
How are you?
I'm well. How are you guys?
Good. So you're going with a nice sort of modern still life here.
Yes, and I think Arnold pointed out I might have gotten the directions wrong for this assignment. So if it was supposed to be a one light assignment, somehow I got a different concept in mind.
Yeah, it should have been one, but that's okay. You know what's more important to me is if you get a good shot. It's more important to me. You've got two highlights going on here that bug me, all right? This little square highlight here is obviously that light panel that you're using to light up the card, okay? Yeah. The card highlight is beautiful. Let's just go in Photoshop and get rid of that thing.
Okay.
Because you've already got that highlight there. This one is coming from the panel on this side. Let's kill this one as well, because your bottle doesn't look all that bad. I wish we had a bit of a highlight coming down the side on the back, but that's okay. it's going to be difficult to do this kind of multiple subject shot. It's going to be difficult to do it with one light. What is this? What is this round thing here?
Well, that's a little bit of an experiment. It's this particular glass, it comes with a little deal that you can make an ice cube. So that's an ice cube. But I didn't want to freeze the ice cube totally solid because I thought I wouldn't be able to shoot through it. So I partially froze it, and then you can just basically drain the water out. So it's like an ice cube shell, I suppose you could say.
Okay. All right. Now, let's say the art director brought me this particular shot to do. He drew it out and he wanted this shot. What would be the best way to do this shot? Let's ask Veronica. Veronica, what would be the best way to do this shot?
Okay, I need you to say that again because I was like, what?
Let's say an art director drew this out. He came with a marker comp and said, okay, I need this. There's the bag. Here's the glass. Here's the bottle. And I need a lime cut in half, all put together like this. What's the best way to shoot this picture? Who knows?
To compose it, compose the items, or actually
you nailed it. Shoot all of them separate. Then you can put them in. Because with this thing here, that close to this bottle, we can't light that bottle. Today's standards.
Okay.
20 years ago, we shoot it this way. Today, we're probably going to shoot all of these things separate. And when you shoot this glass, you're going to make sure that you've got this leather thing behind it so that when you composite it together, you can see it. Or you're going to work magic with the diffraction tool so that you can, not the diffraction, the warp tool, so you can warp it in behind the glass. All of these things, that's probably the best way to do this. That is not to say it's the only way to do it. Not at all. If the client is Pampero, and this is a job for a Pampero advertisement, you're going to shoot everything separate. That gives him a glass he can move this way or that way. Gives him a bag he can move this way or that way, or she can take the bottle and move it this way or that way. They can compose it any way they want. If it's an editorial shot, you're going to probably shoot it like this. Why? Because the budget isn't there. You're not going to spend a day and a half shooting all these things separate for a $350 editorial shot. So you still need to know how to do it in like this. And I think if you get rid of these two white things here, Ron, it's not a bad shot at all.
Hey, Don, when you're trying to when you're doing a composite on that, something like that, how do you get the reflection, or you get the bottle to show through the glass when doing a composite?
Transparency. You put this on a layer. You put a
you make a transparent layer,
a mask on it, and you just bleed it out. You may then have to capture that that bleeded out area, capture it and warp it like this if they want it to look super realistic. See how it warps in the glass?
Mm-hmm.
You'll find a lot of them it won't do that. That'll be your number one click off that it was not shot that way, because if you're shooting through one of these glasses, it's going to warp the label. I just saw a series of Tanqueray ads, and you could tell it was not shot singly because they had glasses in front of the labels and the labels were perfect behind the glass. That's not how it works. Good shot, Ron.
Well, thank you very much, Don. I appreciate the feedback.
Good shot. Lisa Stewart.
Hello, I'm here.
Hi, Lisa. How are you?
I'm good, thanks.
Where is your light?
My light, I do have a shot the sides and kind of above.
Okay. Okay. And you're using, what are these, light panels?
Those are LED lights.
And they're
with scrims in front.
oh,
there.
okay. The scrims in front of them. Oh, I see the scrims. Here's the scrims.
Yeah, they're
Got it.
yeah.
Got it. Got it. And then the top one is not scrimmed off. It's just coming down.
No, but it does have like a little kind of filtery thing on it, a little plasticky thing on it. But
Uh-huh. Okay. I like your side light. Gives me
Thank you.
nice detail in here. Gives me nice the way it reads on the it's a little bit bright. It comes down. We pick up a little blue. It's gradient. It looks really, really good. That red cartridge is probably the wrong color because when you look at the picture, you see the red cartridge before you see the Walkman.
yeah, I get that.
And then your top light is too far forward, and I'll tell you why. The top light needs to reflect in the top of this thing
Okay.
so that it lights it up and we see it.
Right.
But it's doing pretty good here, and that front light is definitely washing across the front of that. What lens did you use?
This was 100 or 24 to 105 at 100 millimeters.
Okay. Okay. So you're reaching out and grabbing it. That gives us a little bit of out of focus right here. The blue horizon is too high. I would want it to either be right about there or shoot it from higher and just let it bleed off to blue, because there's no reason for that black. There's no reason in the image for the black. So if we're going to have the black there, maybe we take a blue gel and shine it against the black wall back there.
Right. Okay. The reason I did it that way is I thought it might line up nicely with the blue Walkman label.
Yeah, I like it.
I didn't really know where to put the horizon line.
You want to put it, rule of thumb, Lisa, is put it as low down the back as you can get it,
Okay.
without it looking like it's sitting on the edge of the table ready to fall off.
Right.
Okay, because all of this showing us all this table, there's no point in the table. There's no reason for it to be there, and it makes us wonder why it is. So, very cool.
Good. Thanks.
Yes.
Hi, Don. Question.
Yeah.
Yeah. On her image on that, right? The cassette, white cassettes would not work, right? So gray or black, maybe.
I'd go with a black one.
Okay.
I'd go with a black one, or a darker blue one, or something like that. Something that wouldn't just, red against blue, just,
Right.
it's almost electric.
Okay.
It's so bright. And okay, this is Josh.
Hello.
Hi, Josh. Side lighting.
Yep. I just put a constant light on the side and then use fill cards.
Where did you put the constant light? Let's see.
There is there it is.
This is
It's
it?
on the left. That's a big softbox.
Got it. And these
And
are
then it's
the
got a
functions.
fill and then a silver reflector kind of from the front to light it up a little bit in the front because it's going real dark. There's that little piece in front of the hot shoe. That silver reflector was to put light on that. The one in the front right next to the camera.
This?
Nope. Go to the right of the camera. You can kind of see it in the corner. Go down, down. Now you're on it. It's just like a circular reflector.
Okay.
And it's just putting just a little bit of light on that little in the front. But
This is your light coming this way,
yep.
and it's hitting the silver reflector, and it's bouncing that way.
Well, I mean, when I put it there, it did make the front of the camera brighter. So
Yeah.
if it's not the reflector doing that, I don't know what did, but
Yeah, it's probably catching this little rounded area here, just a little bit of it, which is all you need to pop that little bit right there.
right, all I need was just a tiny bit.
Yep. Yeah, a file card right here, like a 5x7 file card with the silver, like that inside of the coffee can, or a little bit of the dull side of aluminum foil, man, it'll just pop that like $1,000,000.
Okay.
Yeah, don't hesitate to make. And the nice thing about making these little fill cards is that once you've made them, you've got them, you just stack them away. You've got them, and within a 6-month time, you've got anything you want to grab: gold, black, white, anything that you want to grab, you've got it. So cool. Let's go back and look at your camera. Clean all the way through. This looks good here.
Yeah, I really struggled getting it like straight and probably didn't get it 100%, but I tried.
Well, it looks really good. This is not an easy subject. Your light on the lens looks really nice. We can read all these numbers. Fuji love to make colorful apertures.
Yes, they do.
Nicely done.
Thank you.
Yeah, nicely done. Good
Thanks.
job. Veronica.
Hello.
Hi. Side lit. What are these, macaroons?
They are bisconis from Costco.
Okay. Now you're brave, white on white. Look at that. And what's even cooler, Veronica, is you pulled it off really nicely.
Wow, all right, cool, thank you. I took 3 hours and I had so many different compositions up on a table. I ended up on the floor. If you see my, whatchamacallit,
You've got every little ridge, over here. Your plate is actually brighter than your white background, which looks bright white. And everywhere we go on this thing, we have texture and detail. Nicely done.
Oh, good.
Reminds me of the old art school thing where you had to shoot a golf ball on a white background.
Oh.
This is nice, really nicely done. What'd you do in post? Did you do anything?
On this particular one, I just bumped it up a bit because what happened is that I took this one, I liked how the bisconis were, and then I consulted with a couple other people on here who are my friends, and I'm like, what do you think of this? They recommended I use a bounce on the, to open up the shadow on the ground a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And, but I had touched my bisconis already, so they weren't like this. So I went back to this original that I liked, and then I just bumped up the exposure a bit. And then on the post, the bend in the V-flats, because this is the V-flat, just lie down. And then so I got rid of the shadow in the background where it bends. So if you look at the kind of scenes, you'll see.
Oh, yeah.
And then I used an LED light sideways, as you can see, and the power on that was at 40%.
Yeah, and you could, seriously, Veronica, you could bring that light panel into here.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I would tell you quite honestly to start your lighting setup with the light as close as you possibly can get it to your setup without it being in the picture. And then you can move it back as far as you want to taste. Maybe it ends up being there, maybe you end up liking it up front. But if you start back here, you never got to see what it looked like up front. You never see it. We'll never move the light in if we turn it on and we go, oh, that's cool, that works.
But what, okay, if I increase the power, would it be similar or no, because it spreads more?
Yeah, you know the inverse square law?
Okay. I'm getting more familiar with this. As I said that, I saw the image, and so yeah, I understand that now what we said.
So we have here, we have at least what, 4 feet?
Something like that, maybe 3.
So the middle of our our thing here, our light is falling off faster here than it is here.
Okay.
See? So if you move this light up to here, then the light falls off faster and you get more gradient, you get more prettiness to the light. But at here, the light on this part of the dish, the light back here, maybe there's only a third of a stop difference. If you got the light in really close, it can be as much as a stop difference. And you use that difference to help make your photograph. And that's what determines how far your light is away, because if you need that light to fall flat, because we need it to be flat, we need to move the light far away. For instance, let's say you're doing a wedding, okay? And we have 3 people here, and we have 4 people here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And you've got your light right here. And your camera's right there. There you go. And now if this is a normal wedding, how much distance we have? About 2 feet in between the center of this head and the center of this head?
Right.
About 2 feet. If it's in Alabama, about 3.5. That was rude, and I shouldn't have said it. I'm deeply sorry and apologizing to any people from Alabama I may have offended. Anyway, so what happens when our light is right here is our light on our front guy and our light on our back guy could be a stop apart. And you go, oh my God, the back row is too dark. So what do? We move the light in closer. Oh, you just made it worse. You move the light back farther, and then you have that much room between your f-stops. And now they're in a flatter range.
Okay.
You just move it back and turn it up. Does that
Okay.
make sense?
Yes, it does with that diagram.
Good.
So let me ask you a question. So if I were to put it closer, so right now as I have it, it's more feathered. Is that what you're saying? So it's soft and light?
No, you can feather it even when it's in close. You can do everything you're doing with it here when it's in close.
Okay.
Just kind of get it in there and take a look at it. It also, some people say, well, that makes everything too bright. No, exposure. You have exposure. You can control your exposure on your camera.
Okay, so then if moving it closer, would I still have it at 40% power on the LED light?
If you wanted the same exact shot that you got depth of field wise, yes, you'd have to start lowering it down because you're moving it closer.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
You bet. Who's up? Ilona. This is pretty. Pretty. Ilona, are you here? Well, it's a lovely shot, Ilona. Really, really pretty. I don't know what's happening. Oh, I see. This is the picture, and this is the picture out of focus behind it. That's a Facebook thing. Oh, yeah, there we go. All right. And see how soft this light wraps all the way around these items? That's because Ilona has her light in so close. Got it right up against it. There's no wrong place to put the light. There's just your place to put the light. But you can have it this close. She could put it up against the window. 100 things that you could do. You can move the whole set farther away if you wanted. But this is working very well. And you can see in the image how beautiful, soft that light becomes when you're right up on top of it. Really nice shot, Ilona. Thank you very much. R.E. Klaus. Is R.E. here? Okay. Really, real pretty highlight up here. Notice we got the magazines, the books reflecting in the top of the crystal ball. Clean this up over here. Crystal balls can't be skirmished. We've got side light here coming in. That's giving us texture in the gold all around through here. Yeah. And it looks like a big fill card on this side. All right, RE. It's a nice shot. Crystal balls are always hard. Whatever you shoot them against, that's what they show. And when you're shooting a crystal ball against black, sometimes it doesn't really read too well. And I think that's what's happening here. But we've got to fix these blemishes here all along the ball. In here, if there's any, if you blow it up, make sure it's absolutely perfect, and then we can sell it. Sell the crystalness to the ball. Okay. Laura.
Hi, Don.
Hi, how are you?
Very good, thank you.
Okay. So we're side lighting this?
Yes, I like.
Okay. You have a tilted horizon. Why did you tilt the horizon?
Yeah, I was thinking that the line is not correct. So
Well, here's my thought. If you're going to tilt the horizon, tilt it. Bring it right through here. Okay.
okay, okay,
Know that it was tilted on purpose.
okay.
When we tilt it just a little bit like this, it kind of looks like we were not paying attention to the camera. So
okay.
I don't know, and I don't know which that is with you now. You're side lighting it with a scrim or a softbox or what?
It was a lot. The next one is the
Okay, so we got a scrim in really close.
Uh-huh.
And that's working up there very well. You've also got it close to the background, so it throws that shadow here.
Okay. Too close.
That's not wrong. That's not wrong at all. It's kind of making the shot dull, and the reason is the luminance of the shadow and the luminance of the dark side of the shed are just not that far apart. If you pulled it out, the dark boards would be dark against the bright part of the white paper back here, because that big light you have to the left will sneak behind the
okay, okay, yes. I got
you. Yeah. As it is here, I think you've got to go into Lightroom and using your brush, lighten this side of this thing up so that the house does stand in front. We've got white only here. Only thing that we've got in the whole picture that's white is here. And I'm thinking all of this has to be white. So something has altered your exposure when you processed it from a raw file. How did you process it from raw?
No, I just made some changes, but not with Lightroom, just with the
What do you
basic edit.
What do you use for your conversion, your raw conversion?
No, the conversion was with the adjustment that I can do with the computer, but not I didn't use any app or anything. Just some light, but not too much.
Okay. All right. I'll post a couple of videos for next week's assignment for Photoshop using levels and curves. Okay.
Okay.
And you can then see how to work with this image. I think you can get something out of this image.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Okay.
Very good. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you so much.
And oh, how cute, Marie.
I don't really like this shot. I think something is amiss, and I don't know why. So I was really expecting to have some feedback on that. I don't know. Maybe the spoon is too high. I don't know. Oh.
I don't. The only thing I see is that the cup is at a different angle than the pot. It should be tilted up. You need to put the back of the thing on there. This would be a fantastic shot to do as a stop motion.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
The beans coming out, and then by the time they get down here, they go into the cup, and then the cup has different levels of coffee in it, and they keep going into it. Yeah.
Oh, so my problem was that when I put the cup really perpendicular to the background, we couldn't see inside, and it was like it was a floating cup that looks like it was Photoshop. I didn't like it, so I inclined a little bit, and I didn't think that maybe the coffee pot was the problem. Okay.
No, I think the coffee pot's okay. It looks to me, go with the glasses here. I can't put my it looks like there's a little shadow behind the coffee pot. Is there?
No, because it's I put my Octobox on the top. So yes, there's a shadow because the light is coming from the top, but not on the side.
And so, is the shadow on this side?
It's right straight up. Look at the. I have the behind the scene on the next picture. You can see it's straight on the top.
I'd get rid of all the shadow.
Okay.
Cut the coffee pot out. Cut the spoon out. Move them up. And just make it white. Because the coffee cup down here, I'd put a little soft shadow around the coffee cup because it's sitting on a surface, right? These are
right now. No. Yeah. Okay. Oh yeah.
These are floating in air. That's on a surface. We'll put a little soft, I mean, very slight thing to make it look like here.
Makes sense.
And now this thing is now floating in air and dropping it down. And the spoon, what we got? Sugar in the spoon.
Yes, it's sugar.
See how the sugar has got the edge of the spoon all the way around. The sugar would be falling out. So let's get rid of that edge of the spoon right here. Let's bring some sugar down into it.
Oh yeah, yes.
Yep.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. I'm going to make those changes. Yes.
All right, very good. And then make it.
Thank
if
you.
Do you know how to do animated GIFs?
Oh, I can find out. I think it's not going to be a problem.
I think it would be fantastic.
Okay. That's a good idea.
Have them tumbling out. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. You're going to have 22 exposures. If you did it at 44 exposures, moving the bean half as far before it gets to this one, half as far here, it'd be very cinematic. And the whole thing would take all of about 2 seconds, to pour.
Okay.
Coffee comes up. It'd be very fun.
Okay. Oh, I love this idea. Thank you so much, Don.
You're very welcome.
Awesome.
You're very welcome. Very welcome. Jerry.
Hi, Don.
Hi, Jerry. You got the light from the top. And looks like a fill card on the right side.
Yeah.
Is this a softbox or a?
It's a softbox.
Yeah. Big round softbox up there. White cards. Yes. Oh, good white card up front. Really nice. Whenever the light's in close, I can just feel it. That's so nice. That big light. It's 4 times the size of this subject. This light, look at the size of this light to the size of that little bell here, right? And then when you look at the bell here, look how beautiful the light is on each little bell there, and on the top of the vase and the top of the thing going down. These are beautiful right in here. All this, you got detail even in the shadows, Jerry. Nice. And what is your what's the lens that you're using?
It's the kit lens 1855. It's at about 35.
Okay.
But it's a crop sensor.
Yeah. So you're just about normal on it, just about a 50, somewhere 50 and 60. Yeah. And you got your light, your candle to burn as well.
Yeah, I was trying to figure out the best way to do that. So the shot is actually 1/60th of a second.
1/60th?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's for the that's the shutter speed duration that you needed at the aperture you're using to get the flame to record.
Yeah.
And then these guys, they're all lit by strobes. So that was aperture. What was your exposure setting? Do you remember? Oh, f10 ISO 260th of a second. Yep. I love it, Jerry. There's a soft light in here. It's really, really pretty. And your use of fill cards, just really subtle all the way around.
Thank you.
You can grow into this kind of lighting like this. Really you start to understand it after a while. Keep doing it. Keep doing it. Yeah. Cool.
Well, that took a long time. I almost ran out of candle.
Well, you never want to run out of candle. Ever. Lael.
Hi.
Hi, Lael. How are you?
I'm good.
We got brownies.
We did. This took a long time. I had a rough week, and I did this this morning in a hurry.
Mm-hmm. Now, is that shine I see on the top of the brownies, or is it something white mixed into the...
No, that's shine.
That's shine. Okay, great. That just shows how fresh they are. I like the blue, by the way. All the blue offsetting the warmth of the
Thanks. I actually used 3 lights for that, and I couldn't get it bright enough with one, and I tried fill cards and couldn't get anything. So then I added that strip box in the back and the speed light with a snoot for the front of the brownies. They were just way too dark. I couldn't get them light enough. So that I took the set down and then was getting ready to process my stuff, put everything back real quick.
That's really strange that everything was dark. What were you shooting at? Do you remember?
Oh, pretty wide, pretty stopped down so I could get depth of field. I want to say it was around 11, f11.
Looks good.
Okay, thanks.
So many different things going on in there. Perfect.
Thank you.
Did I ask you what lens?
No, it's 100 macro.
100. Okay. Nice and tight.
Thanks.
Very good. All right. Carla. Is Carla here?
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. How are you?
Very good, and you?
Very good. I love this little soft shadow you have here under the bananas and the. What is this?
Yeah. We call it patacones, are made of green plantains.
Okay.
So I wanted to do something different.
You know, when you shoot something like that and you keep the texture into it, that's a win. That's a win. That's really, really nice. One thing that's happening in the shot, though, it's a little flat. I'm thinking your light's very far away. Am I right?
Yeah, a little bit.
Let's see.
Yeah, I did it this morning because I used 2 lights in the other photo, so I took it down today and I reshoot it.
Mm-hmm. Here's where your light, this light needs to be here.
Okay.
And get that speed light in here. Yeah. It's so far away and there's so much ambient, Carla, that it's killing your contrast. So there's no punch to it.
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit flat.
Yeah. The nice thing about flat is that we can fix flat. You know, we can take it into Photoshop and fix flat in here because you still have a shadow. That looks really good. Your color looks good. And we want to darken this up here just, just a little bit of darkness there so our eye doesn't see this color go off to this color, which is very similar, right? And then just walk off the page. But darken this a little bit so it brings us back and maybe down through here too. I'm not talking about a vignette. I'm talking about a little edge to edge thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Super.
But I don't need to shoot it again. I mean, I can do it just in Photoshop.
Oh, I think you can fix this in post. Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Lens?
It was 24-105 at the 105.
Okay. You definitely got the light at the back. That's nice.
Yeah, I was gonna do it all natural light, but didn't work. So.
Sometimes all natural light can be. I think a lot of photographers think that natural light means we don't modify it. And in reality, natural light is just the source. We can modify the ever-loving hell out of it. With white boards, silver boards, copper, gold, all kinds of stuff. Terry McDermott, are you here?
Yes, I am. Hi, Don.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Good. What the heck? This looks real.
It is. It's a metal car. They're a tether car. Behind the front wheel, you can see there's a little loop there on the side. You put a string in that and you get the motor going and they race around and around in circles.
This one here?
Yes.
So you put one here and one here?
Oh, I didn't see where you put your goodies. Oh, yeah, there. You can do it there from the front or over on the side, right behind the front wheel, there's another loop.
Oh, right here.
Yeah. And there, the one there on the side, then, and there's one in the back too. So I guess you can, they are, this one is a Roy Cox thimble drone is the official. I got it at a thrift store many, many years ago, probably paid $3 or $4 for it. And now they're probably $600-700.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. How many you guys remember the model airplanes with these little guys?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, when I was about 14, my dad got me this model airplane kit, you know, a biplane.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it was the real kit, the pieces of wood, and you had to glue it together and wait a week and then glue another one on and had to put the paper on it. It had a great big, I think it was called a McCoy 40 or something. It was like one of the biggest engines they made. It's a big model plane like this. I was flying little model planes. My dad and I go out and we fly those little model planes. And we cranked that thing up and I got it off the ground and it went straight up and straight down into about 1,000 pieces.
Oh no.
I never flew another model airplane. It's like, no, not doing that again. 6 months of your life for about 3 seconds.
Oh man. Yeah. A friend does model planes that are like 4 or 5 feet wide. And so he's got several because when those crash, it takes a while to rebuild it. So
yeah. They had a big one of those meets here in Arizona a couple of years ago in April.
Oh.
And they had like B-29s with 4 engines on them with wingspans about like 14 feet. I mean, these were amazing.
Oh yeah, that's huge.
Amazing planes. Backlit with window light?
Yep. Because it's morning, the light's coming into the window, so I used a scrim, but I should have lowered it down. And I did it this morning because I had a crazy week. But Yep, I found my scrim. I found my silver and gold reflector. My hand is holding the silver gold reflector and the silver side is facing the car.
That's this thing right here.
Yep, my
And then
camera.
there's a, what is this one here?
That was a black card to hide the printer because it kept making a reflection on the back of the car.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my printer's in that corner.
So you were seeing the printer over here.
Yeah, and I was
Yeah.
trying to keep the lines of the car, you know, like right below the 14, there's a kind of a weird little line, and that's actually a roundedness in the fender there. So I was trying to keep those, and
I like it. I like how your tires, you know, are this little highlight right there and this little highlight right here.
cool.
Here, I love that.
Oh, very cool.
All of it's really nice.
Yeah, I kind of lost my brightness control over on the tailpipes on the far side of the car, but yeah.
You know, it's interesting because you could set up a V card to be your fill card, and you could stand by this window for an hour and shoot these little toys.
Yeah.
And the nice thing about it is the light would always pretty much be the same.
Yeah.
Drop them and pop them.
Yeah. It was kind of fun.
Yep.
I've never ran it. It's always just been a cool thing on a shelf.
Yeah. Well, first thing time you run it, it's going to go right into a wall, so don't turn it on.
No.
Dot, are you here?
I am, yes.
All right, Dot, how are you?
I'm very good, thanks. Very warm.
Well, that's because of the ocean behind you there.
I know, it's beach weather here. It's 100 degrees.
It's 118 here.
Oh, wow.
Yep. This is cute. What did you try to make this little design here, or did it just happen?
I just threw the beans out. I backlit it.
Uh-huh.
I had a silver scrim at the side, but I couldn't get any detail in the beans and I couldn't get any highlights in the beans. So I got a flashlight and just put it above, and then I mixed the two photographs together to get details in the bean and get the back, the darkish black background.
I'd go in and do you use Lightroom or Capture One?
Lightroom.
I'd go in Lightroom and desaturate this yellow.
Okay.
Because it's the first thing we see when we come to this image is the yellow lights, and then there's no reason for them because there's no yellow kicking back on your beans. So let's just take those back to white so they look like these highlights.
Okay.
Then the only color we have then, the beans. The beans look quite good down in here. Nice little highlights on top. What is back here? Do you have it behind the scenes?
Yes, it's the next one up.
Oh, okay. Big window. Sure. I think that one of the things that was happening to your beans, it looks like you're about 2 feet from the wall. It doesn't look like much more than that. Am I right?
Yeah, about that.
Window?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd try to turn this sideways and get in here as tight as I possibly can to the window. Then the height of the window will fall and catch the tops of the beans. By the time they're all the way out here, the beans are really reflecting all the way up into the ceiling there. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, yes.
At that angle. So if we get them a little closer, they're going to start reflecting what's outside. Where are you located?
London, UK. What? London, UK.
Yeah. So if you're in London, I'm going to go with that is not really your back window there, is it? Because that just doesn't look like London back behind you there.
It is. Oh, there. Not quite. Not quite. It's just wishful thinking.
Yeah, there you go. All right, good. What lens?
It's a Fuji 1680, which would be the equivalent of a 24-105 at the longer end.
Another thing you can tell from here, see the bright reflection of your window?
Mm-hmm.
it's starting to fall off by the time it gets to the beans. And so the beans don't have the reflection that they would get if they were back there.
Ah,
So
yes.
set your
Yes.
camera up and you look at your angle and you look and you find that brightest spot. That's where you want to put your set.
Right.
Just a couple inches back and you'll have it.
I put a black board up so it wouldn't overlight the scoop. And now I'm wondering why I put it up, because it probably doesn't need that. I can just
No, I don't think it needs it.
window. Yeah.
And that's what you're doing over here. You're putting the blackboard to get it dark there. Here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. The only way I would do that is if I put another one over here to correspond to it.
Right. Yeah, I put it in the wrong position, haven't I? Should move it back and take that black
Move it
board.
back a little bit, and if you want to leave the card there, and I like what the card's doing. I like how this metal comes out into the darkness. I would just fix that edge. Sure.
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you. Let's see how many more we got here. Hold on, guys. I like the fact that we got a lot. Oh, got good turnout. I love it. Artemis.
Hey,
Hi, Annalise. How are you?
I'm well, thanks. How are you doing?
Very good. Top light.
Yep, top back.
Top back. Beautiful.
Top and a bit to the back, yeah.
Did you do anything to the color here and saturated or anything?
I brought up the oranges and the yellows and the reds a little bit in Lightroom, and I played with the saturation and the lightness also a bit, like the luminance, I should say. Sorry, of the colors.
Looks really, really good.
Thank you. You know, I actually had a different fruit shot yesterday. I had some yellow plums and some strawberries, and then after I made a few photos, I realized, you know, it needs something extra. It needs some water droplets, and so I sprayed it. But then the background, and I changed also the depth of field a bit, and but then the backdrop was all wet, so I had to wait for that to dry. So we ate the plums, and I went out and bought some oranges and lemons and shot that this morning.
What are you mixing your water with?
You know, I just use straight water, but I've heard the trick of using glycerin as well.
Yeah, 50% glycerin, 50% water.
Yeah, I didn't do that with these, but.
The problem, the reason we do that is that the water droplets will beat up on the lemon, and they won't evaporate very fast because the glycerin is kind of a oil-based thing, so it holds the drop.
And it probably won't drip down like that either. It'll stay nicely.
Yes, they'll stay where you put them, basically.
Yeah.
The other thing that happens is if they dry, though, if they dry up on the lemons or the thing, you have this film, this glycerin-y film. You've got to then clean the lemon really clean before you put it back and respray it.
Yeah.
If they start to dry, you just simply can't respray it because it looks awful. It just
Yeah, I would imagine.
really
Sticky.
terrible. Very pretty, nice composition all the way through. I just
Thank
love
you.
the color, the very desaturated but very cool color of the background, and then those bright reds, oranges, and yellows.
Thanks.
Really, really cool. What lens?
It's a 50 actually. I was noticing last week when I did that my shot of the cat food. I realized I'm always using my 100mm when I'm shooting tabletop, and I thought, you know what, let me try one of my other lenses. I mean, I have a few of them, so I used the 50 this time.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Well, the 35 to 50 to 85 and 100, those are all pretty much standard tabletop lenses. Yeah. Yep. There was a style way back in the 80s of using a 24.
Okay.
But that look is kind of dated now. It kind of
Mhm.
looks that. That only means that someone hasn't done it yet again, because everything that's old comes back.
Yeah, isn't that true?
All comes back. So I wouldn't be surprised if 2 or 3 years from now we're seeing tabletop shot on wide angle lenses.
Yeah.
But you never realize how wide a 24 millimeter lens is until you're trying to shoot something on a table with it. And you go, oh my, he's getting your wall and the car across the street. I mean, it's just really, really tough. Nicely done. Thank you.
Thank you. So that's the setup there. I had a
That's
little,
really pretty.
it's my little daughter's hand holding up the, I just wrapped some foil around a black card.
Is this a cloth background?
Yeah, it is cloth.
Very cool. Your lights down nice and tight. Love it.
Thank you.
Ah, Melvin.
Yes.
Ah, avocado, huh?
And tomatoes.
Avocado and tomato?
Hmm?
Lovely sandwich. I love avocado and tomato sandwiches with cheese. Avocado and tomato tacos are even better. I'm just saying.
No.
Man, there's so many nice things happening in your shot here. A little bit of light on that bread right there. Pulling it out from the back and then letting it go dark here, letting the back of the bread go dark against that brighter background. A little bit of light sneaking through there. That looks good there. Your cherry tomatoes look fine in here. And then this looks really, really good. Great fill. It's very natural looking, your fill. What are you using?
If you go to the next image, I'm using just a reflector from, you know, those gator boards that you buy at the dollar store. It's a small.
Okay.
I made it small. And I backed it off also because it was throwing in too much fill. So
You got it. I was just going to say, you're back far enough. I know that you did that on purpose. If you were in really close, we'd start seeing that fill card on here. That's not what you wanted. You wanted this more natural look here.
Yeah. And I got a speed light also throwing in some light into the frame with the scrim in the background. So just trying to get some highlights in, sort of like what's her name, Judy Doherty does. I'm trying to sort of get that effect.
So you've got
that's going
the scrim set up.
Yep.
And is there a strobe behind the scrim, or is that natural? That's sunlight.
No, that's the sun, and
then you
pretty much cuts off at the at the quarter of the frame there. The top part has no sunlight coming in. The sunlight is coming sort of lower than the table.
And then you set this speed light on what? 1/32nd power?
1/64th, if I remember.
64th power. Yeah. So it's just winking in a tiny little bit of shadow.
Yeah. But if I actually turn it off, exactly. I adjusted the camera and I brought the speed down to 1/60th just to get it, you know, to get my natural light at a nice exposure, and put a little kick with the speed light. So I get those highlights on top of the sandwich and on the
love it. I love this whole look. I love these highlights in here. I like the little soft shadow that's coming back. The shadow is so soft that it doesn't even hide the texture of the bread.
Right. I brought it up a little in Photoshop using the shadow slider to get it a little less dark, if you wish.
Really nice, man.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Hey, Don, if you go out and go back in, I got mine in. I just realized when you looked at the back of the album, I hadn't gotten it posted yet.
Oh, beautiful highlight on top of the watermelon on the knife. clean. Lights on top, right? Top, oh, top back?
Yeah, I got a
Softbox,
scrim,
Scrim?
and then just that little fill card on the right-hand side to bring in a little bit to the back edges or the camera edges of the watermelon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that looks really, really good. Your inside of your watermelon here is nice and soft. It looks like the cutting board is wet. Is it wet?
Yeah, watermelon juice.
Okay, so we get that nice reflection of the watermelon in the wet part of the cutting board. Nice, and your knife looks good too. We've got enough detail in the knife to make it work. Oh, very good, sir.
Thank you.
What lens?
50 mil f10.
Okay. Very good. I'm going to go over now to the next assignment, which is power tools. Power, much power. And I'm going to go into the page here. I'm going to stop sharing here because this is all boring. Go into the page.
Don, quick question. That's still showing as being locked.
It is. That's what
Yeah.
I'm doing right now. I'm unlocking it.
Fantastic.
Can I ask a question while you're doing that?
You can.
You mentioned using a shower curtain as a scrim. Is it a white shower curtain or more of a translucent kind of?
Yeah, that's a good question. That's a very important question. Is that Terry?
Yes, that's Terry.
Terry, if you go to Target, the world's best shower curtain scrim store that I know of.
Yeah.
You go to Target, they got two kinds. They got cloth shower curtain liners,
Mm-hmm.
and they've got plastic shower curtain liners.
Yeah.
Problem with plastic shower curtain liners, Terry,
Yes.
is that they have blue phosphors in them that our eyes don't see, but you throw a strobe through it and you got blue light.
Oh, okay.
And the second thing, Terry, is if you ever have one of those things folded up in the back of your trunk in the summertime for like 3 or 4 days and you open up the trunk,
Uh-oh.
it's going to smell like you got a dead body back there.
Yeah.
That plastic is just really, really terrible. The cloth, you can wad it up and stick it in your camera bag. I actually use the cloth one to wrap my camera in my bag so it protects my camera, and it's just the cloth. Key is don't get any designs in it. Little duckies, stripes, polka dots, whatever. You want just the plain white cloth shower curtain.
Okay, perfect.
That equals out to about the medium shower curtain, or the medium, what's the word? The medium density, really good diffusion material.
Yep.
It's about the same as that. It kills about a stop and a half.
Okay. Yep, I actually have to go buy a shower curtain for my bathroom today, and I thought, oh, I need to go and ask you about which kind to get for a scrim.
Just grab an extra liner.
Cool, excellent. Thank you very much.
You bet. So we've got power tools. We also have hand tools. I don't want anybody to feel that they got to go out and buy a power tool. If you're not familiar with the concept of, I bought this power tool from my spouse and they didn't like it, so I'm bringing it back. And you feel that's somehow bad. I don't want you to feel like you have to do that. So you can also do hand tools or whatever you have around the house. You know, a nice drill from Home Depot. Shoot it, take it back. Power tools, some interesting stuff up here about power tools. Just jump in. This is heavy duty product now. This is real product photography. The first one we did was kind of still life, and we had a lighting thing with the Arca Beauty. This is heavy duty product. So think product, drills, vacuums, whatever, just as long as it fits on a table. Please don't, we're not going to shoot a floor vacuum cleaner. It fits on a 4x4 table. That's what we want to shoot.
Hey, Don?
Questions?
Yeah, I have a question. Are you going to cover at any time how we can market ourselves to do product photography and companies and how to connect with them?
I do that all the time at my website. I've started doing Facebook Lives. There's a couple of places.
Is that for Fridays?
What's that?
Are those the Friday talks that you have?
Friday talks. The Friday talks are just sort of casual. They just go all over the place. But Mondays and Wednesdays, I'm doing Facebook Lives. And also, if you go to here, Minimal Viable Brand, right here.
Mhm.
This is a full-on workshop of everything you need to market. And I have this little checklist. And this little checklist here is my list of what you need to have before you can be in this business, commercial. Do you have a logo? Do you have a business card? Do you have a bio? Do you have a headshot? You get this filled out, you're way, way ahead of the game. And I do have, I'd be talking about, I won't be talking about it in this class because we just run over with time, but I talk about it all the time, Veronica. So yeah. Do you get my newsletter?
I think so. I'll double check. And
Yeah, it's called the In the Frame.
Yes.
And that's always sort of geared towards getting new business. But yes, new things coming up all the time. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Don, I've got a real quick question. You were mentioning 50-50 of glycerin and water.
Mm-hmm.
I've read a couple of food styling books. They're saying to use clear Karo syrup and water 50-50, especially for doing glass work because the Karo syrup will dry and become almost permanent on the glass. Have you heard of that?
No, I've never used Karo syrup. I've only used glycerin. I don't know about that. I use PAM spray as well. PAM, that stuff that works on. I'll use that spray olive oil. That'll work. But for a glass, if you want a glass that looks like it, like you're pouring beer into and looks like it's cold and frosty, I take dulling spray and I dull spray the glass. Then I take a tiny dab of Vaseline, very, very tiny dab. And I do the whole glass with that tiny dab of Vaseline. So a little bit of Vaseline over the top of the dulling spray. It takes a little bit of the dulling away from the spray, but not all of it. So now you've got that Vaseline. Then when you hit it with water and glycerin, it beads up like tiny little beads and bigger ones. And you can stand there and look at it with your hand and it looks ice cold. You would swear that you just took it out of the refrigerator. You pour that beer into it, it looks absolutely beautiful. But you gotta be careful. You can't touch it. Fingerprints kill it. You know, it's just really a challenge. And then you pour the beer to the top and it runs down the side and you're snapping and you get your shots and you do it again. You got to take the glass, you got to clean it all the way off, respray it, re-Vaseline it, redo it, and then try it again. So, all right, everyone. Thank you so much. Any other questions?
Yes, I do, Don.
Okay.
You mentioned in the 80s you guys used the 24 millimeter, right? For shooting this kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, wouldn't that introduce object distortion and object size distortion?
Oh, huge distortion. Huge. this way. This book, Shooting Your Way to a Million, was written by a photographer who does just that kind of work. I'm seeing if there's any images in here. It doesn't say. Richard Sharabura. Let's try Richard Sharabura. Nothing here. Well, since he doesn't put, I'll do some screen caps of some of his images and have them for you here next time. Okay. Yeah, it's funny that we don't have it. If you can pick up this book, it's really worth it. It's really worth it. A lot of what he has to say in this book is still applicable today. If you can find it in stock for $7. There you go. That's at eBay. Pick it up. You'll find a little bit in where is it? You'll find a little bit if you go out and look at 80s advertising. You'll see some, really pointy fronts of. They'll put it on a piece of tile, and the tile just comes zooming out at you. But yeah, I'll put some of that stuff up.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Thanks.
Don?
Yes.
I have a question. I seem to recall that you are skipping next Saturday.
Yes.
In celebration of your birthday or some.
Yes, I will be. I will be somewhere far away from any computer.
Okay. So then our next Saturday session will be in 2 weeks.
Yeah, on the 15th.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. Anything else?
So sorry, John, sorry, go ahead.
Annalise?
Oh, just a quick question about next week's or the next assignment. Is it to be new product, right? Not something that's worn and whatever.
I'd rather it be new so that you could use it for your portfolio. It could be a set of chisels, for instance, or maybe a set of paint brushes like that you would use on a house. If you're thinking about picking up anything that you would use as a tool, do it and then photograph it. But like I say, Home Depot is totally used to having, people bring back the drill. As long as you don't wreck the box taking it out, they're totally fine taking it back.
Okay.
Annalise, something that you may even check into if you want to do commercial. See if you can, do you have a local hardware store around there that might need, go talk to them and tell them you're a photographer and talk to them, say, hey, I need to borrow a power tool for a shot. And if I can borrow it, I won't use it. I'll give you the image to use.
There you go.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah. And then you're actually helping them out. Any small business out there right now needs help, folks. Every small business needs help. If we can help them and get something to photograph for ourselves, that's just a win-win for everybody.
Yeah. Thank you for that tip.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. I'm jazzed. I will be high in the mountains, very high in the mountains.
Enjoy and drive safely.
Birthday greetings, Dawn. We'll see you in a couple of weeks.
All right, guys.
Thank you so much for doing this.
Thanks very much, Don.
Thanks, Don.
Bye.
Travel safely.